We remade this $75 million fight from the Bourne Supremacy for just $100. And not only did we fix all of this shaky cam, but we also kept the original choreography and matched the look of the original film. That's on camera, yes. This is Rematch. But before we can start beating each other up on camera, we've got to take care of one little problem first.
I don't know what I'm fucking looking at.
The first challenge of the video was actually just trying to understand what was happening in the choreography. So as much as we love the Jason Bourne movies, the fights have always looked like the cameraman was suffering from a stroke, a seizure, and a swarm of bees all at the same time. Over to you?
Yeah, the way I always put it is you wouldn't shoot a dialogue scene by distorting the audio and shaking the camera. If you want to show what's happening, show what's happening. I know we're biased because we're both martial artists.
Yep.
We both love good, fight choreography.
Are you gonna kidding me?
So I get it. You know, they're more concerned about how it makes them feel, but I feel like...
It makes me feel lost. And so began the hour-long process of painstakingly combing through this fight, frame by frame, just so we could get a grasp on the entire sequence.
So it gives us the vibe, it gives us the feeling. So, props to it for that. But after a certain point, honestly, from the start, they're relying too much on the shake of the camera to give us that frenetic sense of energy.
It's not even that the fight's bad.
No, yeah.
And the movements are really cool. As you always say, it's got a lot of cool ideas.
It's got a lot of cool ideas.
We just need to see it.
Yeah, we just gotta figure out precisely what's happening.
And notice that there's a lot of being shot for coverage in that fight. They reuse 2 or 3 of the same choreography beats several times.
Yeah. Generally speaking, in the West filmmaking world, you shoot for coverage. You get a wide shot, you get a medium shot, you get a close-up shot. And then you do the same thing from another angle. And then you move on to the next piece of dialogue or choreography and you do the same thing again. And then you kind of find the flow of the fight in the edit. Whereas typically in a more Hong Kong Eastern style, you shoot for the edit. So you're not just choreographing the fight itself, you're choreographing the camera work on top of it. Because my big desire with this experiment is if we can pick out as much of the choreography as we can, I want to see if it holds up in a more Hong Kong shoot for the edit style. And so our game plan is to turn this fight away from the shaky cam into a Hong Kong style without changing the choreography as much as possible. And that being said, that introduces another interesting challenge we're going to have with this video. You're the director. And Jason Bourne. And the director of photography. I'm determining all the shots, I'm determining the lighting, but I need someone physically to hold the camera while I'm in front of it. And we will have that somebody, but not just yet. Because after we broke down the scene... Okay, let's get to it. We then had to get a stand-in for John Francis so that we could make the live storyboards and the camera operator would know exactly what shots we want for the fight. And after shooting all of that footage until 2 in the morning, it was time to get ready for the biggest challenge of this entire video. Yeah, if you thought figuring out the fight scene was going to be the only annoying part of all this, let me introduce you to the set. Yeah, we had to clean all that shit up. And clean it up we did, just the 2 of us. Because it turns out I have what the doctors like to call dummy brain. And I accidentally scheduled my nieces to come visit on the same weekend we were shooting this. We can make things look very bright, but while still being able to see it. Or make things look very dark, like a Batman film, without having gross-looking shadows.
I hit it.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't think you do. Thankfully, Kestrel is the best aunt ever and took care of the girls so that we could finish setting up the lighting for tomorrow morning's shoot. If we really wanted to change the look of the film, we could have done that, but I'm trying to match the look of the film to the one established in the movie already. As far as lighting goes, obviously we're changing the camera work. And it's a good thing we figured that out quick because the lights were getting so hot they started to melt the handles on the C-stand.
Burning the handle.
It's on fire?
Yeah, so these, like I said, these get very hot. Tomorrow, the day of, we'll make sure that this isn't directly in front of the foam here.
The very last thing on our to-do list was putting together the camera, but thankfully, he's pretty quick at that.
And there it is.
And with only 6 hours left until we get together to film, John Francis and I call it a night.
Welcome back to set. Okay, so technically, as far as shooting goes, we're a little behind schedule.
Yeah, yeah, funny story about that. We actually ended up being 4 hours behind that day.
Perfect.
What's up, Joe?
Hey, what's up?
And it wasn't even a scheduling issue, because every single one of us showed up exactly when we were supposed to.
The problem we're encountering is there's too much light coming in from the actual sun right now. So there's two ways to combat that. One, we can stop down the lens a bunch, but then that makes everything else in the room darker, which means we had to pump more light into the room, but that makes wider shots more difficult. So instead, what we're doing is we're netting the window. There's a few ways to do this. Right now, we're just using chiffon. It's unfortunately creating this moire effect, but I think once we get the blinds down, it should be fine.
And he turned out to be right. So even though it took so long that Cole had to leave,
Hi, thank you for having me.
yeah, see you, bro. We all persevered and made it through the rest of the shoot.
All right, cut, that's a wrap.
And we only got hurt one time.
Professionals. Love it.
Behind the scenes. Forgot about this.
What can you say? First one in the can. How's it feel?
Feel my back hurts.
You can't escape the behind the scenes camera.
I'm really thankful to everyone sticking around way past estimated time.
But before I show the end results, first I've got to say thank you so much for watching this far into the vid. And I want to thank my friends who helped make this video possible even more. Their commitment was the only reason that we were able to reshoot a fight like this for $100 total. The only thing that I had to spend money on for this video was the catering, the zip ties, and the magazine cover. Everything else, with the exception of my house and the gym, were provided by my friends, from the lights to the camera. It is no exaggeration to say that this video would not have been possible without the help of Kestrel, Rian, Cole, Owen, Joe, Ross, and John Francis. Having a good time though? Yeah. God, I love you guys so much for this. But that's finally enough out of me. Time to shut up and throw down. Here is our rematch with Jason Bourne.
Do you have a car out front?
My keys are in my pocket, but we should
What?
go around the back. I've got another car out there. And that wraps up not only the first fight scene we've done, but the first rematch video as a whole. So, what did you all think? Does the choreography still hold up when filmed from a Hong Kong perspective, or was it better left to the West? Whatever you have to say, please let me hear it in the comments, because I'm not gonna lie to you, if I could only make one type of video for the rest of my life, it would be these, and this series has been my dream for YouTube since I was in school. We've also got over 50 other fights on the lineup. And yeah, no joke, foreshadowing. But some of those are going to need a lot more than $100 to match the quality. And therefore, I've got to leave the rest in the hands of the viewers. If you want to see more rematches sooner, you're gonna have to do the YouTube thing and subscribe, share it, like, all of that nonsense. But for now, I'm bowing out. And hopefully, I'll see you all in the next rematch.
Snap it up.
There he's being him.
I woke up at 6.
I'm dying!
Look, I'm trying, but I don't know what the f is happening. What is the cue? What's my line?
You motherfucker! Than it is if you shoot for footage, or coverage, I guess. I'm gonna say that all again. Hold on. What kind of movie we making here? Should I leave the shirt like that? Kind of Chad-like, honestly.
Action. Action. Okay, that's good. I got another. Look, you want to look at that? Or you want to... Oh, yeah, look at it with this. You read that?
Let's go. Yeah, I missed the Mac. The session, buddy. I appreciate you. Because 20 years from now, they're going to play this in the middle of a sad montage of our retirement.
Oh, that's what I live for, sad montages.